Hey, Kelly. Hey, congratulations for Shapeless.
Thanks, Jig. Nice to talk to you.
Hey, terrific. So let's ask that obligatory question everyone asks. Where did the original idea came from for this story?
Of course. The original story came from 12 years ago when I was in treatment for bulimia. I was really looking for something in an artistic form that I could, oh, hi, Kitty. I could watch or read or experience that someone maybe went through this and said, this is what it's really like. And I felt like I came up short. The films I came across, maybe it would be like a joke storyline or a film where everybody gets better at the end and it's kind of the treatment film. And I just felt like, okay, well, this is not the reality of what this feels like. And I wanted to one day create something that felt like the authenticity of what it feels like to struggle with this very complex, deadly mental illness told in a surreal way. So that was where I originally had the idea. And it took a long time to finally get the courage and get the people on board and create the whole thing. But that was originally where the idea came from.
Could you tell us about this personal story about getting into the sort of like that headspace of an eating disorder? Is it like oftentimes seeing oneself as a monster as a result?
I would say that's part of it. I think self-hate, self-loathing, shame is so universal. And this is the way that it manifests for some people. You know, it could be addiction, could be numbing out, could be substance abuse, could be an eating disorder. It could be in a healthy way that you let those things out. And this was, at least in my experience, I believe that the eating disorder sort of came into my experience from feeling like I had a lot of emotions, things that I couldn't quite handle or control, and just trying to put a lid on it all and control something in my experience. I don't think I consciously knew I was doing that. And then that came out in this eating disorder. And you see yourself in this way that is not the truth, in this way that is twisted, in this way that you believe is true. And so it felt important to somehow visually represent an eating disorder of the voices that you hear in your head. The way it was almost that I had to experience or understand this for myself in treatment was, it's this other voice that's not yours. It's this other entity, this thing that is inside of you that is not yours, that overtakes you. And so when you almost separate it outside of you, I wanted to, and Samantha, the director, and the co-writer Bryce, we wanted to create this visual representation of what that could look like and feel like.
So as an actor that went through that that torment, by doing this movie, how did you handle revisiting this touchy subject with yourself?
That's a great question. I feel really thankful that I was able to sort of live with the story, and to be able to bring it from like here and watch it slowly build one step at a time. And so I was such a part of that process. And I think that helped in just knowing this character and knowing exactly what I was going to do. I will say, when it actually came down to filming, it was hard. Some days were really hard. The binging and purging scenes in particular were some of the most difficult days for me. And that I had to be really honest and authentic with the producers, the director, and just say, like, this is what I need on this day, and for me, that was like not a lot of people on set, like a very intimate sort of thing where I felt really safe. And Samantha is just such an incredible director that really makes you feel seen and heard and safe. And I think that was super important. I will also add that it wasn't perfect. I relapsed twice after filming Shapeless. And I think what I'm saying and sharing this is, this is hard. It's complicated. It's hard to recover from something like this, because it is sort of this voice that you always have to just say, nope, that's a lie, I'm not listening to you. It's this constant awareness. And for me, when those relapses happened, I think fell into a period of like feeling really upset and shaming myself. But I really had to view it more as like, okay, but mostly we've been in this other part of really taking care of ourselves and healing. But it's not easy. And there really are no one answer or one fix of how this gets better. But for me, I think it was a process of self-love and acceptance and healing and therapy.
So how did you handle the the food on set? Did you just pretend to eat, or you have to make it realistic as possible?
Some of the takes I was actually eating, and some I had a spit cup. If that was a boundary I had to set for myself, I won't be able to like physically binge. That would just be not great for my mental health. And that was something I just had to be vigilant about. And maybe some other actor would have been able to binge on those things and been mentally okay, but that was just something I knew I wasn't going to be able to do.
Great. And one more thing, because your character was a jazz singer, with the band in this film. Did you sing, and what's the significance of the song? Of the song. I wanted to keep on referencing it as St. James throughout.
Yes, I love that song. I sang every time you see Ivy singing, that's my voice. I was a singer forever. And that actually happened to me. I did lose abilities of singing through struggling with bulimia. And so music is so important in this film. It's almost like this whole other character, this presence that she's losing. And the other ways that we could create that monstrosity in a filmmaking tool. As far as the importance of St. James, I'm from near New Orleans. New Orleans is home. Jazz, I love, and St. James Infirmary has like forever been one of my all-time favorite songs. I love those minor chords, that kind of feeling of like haunt that song provokes for me. And also it's about someone who's died and is dying or has died, and that sort of grief and the blues, and it evokes a lot for me. And I really always wanted that to be the song that Ivy is obsessing over, but I guess because it's the one I was obsessing over too. Yeah.
Most excellent. Well, Kelly, hey, thank you very much for speaking to us with Shapeless, and once again, congratulations, and hopefully we get to do a talk like this again.
Thanks. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you. Bye now.
Bye.